Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to today's reading. Let's get stuck straight into the energy. What do we need to see, know, understand for our soul's beautiful evolutionary journey? What does the collective need to see? What do we need to understand? What's coming up for our beautiful soul's journey? This evolutionary journey that we are all on. Let's have a look. Let's get some opening messages here. First card we have is divination, prophecy, fate, destiny, future fortune. Nice card, really nice opening energy. But what I'm seeing with this, so not about in a negative, but what I'm seeing with this is that this is about actually really feeling into an expanded, we spoke about this, I think, in the last reading, an expanded view of the future is what I'm seeing. It's like allow yourself to see beyond the possibilities that you may have seen previously. Don't limit the future reality that you can achieve, that you can step into by current known circumstances, by current known energies. Let yourself reach beyond that. Let yourself see beyond. Let yourself feel beyond what you may have perceived as possible before. So it's almost where we, I think, left the last reading was this feeling of it's allowing yourself to like dream that little bit bigger and see a future potential that doesn't necessarily exist yet because the world is changing so rapidly. But that's what I'm really seeing with this is allowing yourself to see beyond, allowing yourself to see broader, bigger energy. What could your future possibly look like if you allowed yourself to expand your current lens of awareness? Not to redirect the energy of your mind, not to try to find, another vision that you can put some energy into, but if you actually allowed yourself to expand your energetic awareness. So we're not trying to put the mind into this. We're not trying to limit anything by using the mind. We're allowing this expansion to come in. What could happen if you allowed yourself to see what is my destined path? What is my fated path truly? What does the future actually, what could it look like for me if I allowed myself to drop out of the limited view that the world has conditioned around me and see beyond what is in my current field of awareness? That is our first message there. Love that message because it's very, very much in theme with the energy we've been picking up on over the past few weeks. So let's get our second opening message. What do we need to see? Just want one of those. What are we getting? Okay, our second card is visions, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, out of body travel. I love that we've got two divination energies, right? This is allowing yourself again to see beyond your current known reality. So I love that we've got this energy of allowing yourself to see like what is possible if you actually see beyond the current known reality. What work might you have to do on allowing yourself to step into that kind of frequency? If it's something that it's not there for you yet, it's new to you, you haven't worked on it to be fine-tuned, how can you work with it to fine-tune your abilities to be in the expanded energy, to work with your intuitive abilities, to work with your psychic abilities, your divination, your clair senses, whatever it might be? What would it take for you to actually be more expanded in that? To see that what I have perceived as possible for me is actually very limited based on what is potential in the future. And it's creating a shift in that mindset of saying, well, if there was unlimited potentiality, what could I do? What would I do? What would my soul want me to do? And would your soul give you a vision of that? And then we have, I'm just going to say caution, secrecy, wary, because I'm not going to try and say the whole thing. Caution, secrecy, and wary. Really interesting message though that I'm hearing with this is it's almost as if people are afraid to actually see that future vision. Like they're afraid to actually look at their intuition, because what would your intuition actually tell you? And it is one of the things that I hear the most is, when I say follow the path no matter the cost, and people are like, but what if I have to what if I have to sacrifice X, Y, or Z? Well, if it's not serving you, does it matter? Does it matter what you're being asked to sacrifice if it's for your absolute highest soul evolution? But this feeling of secrecy, this like caution, it's like, well, I don't want to really I want to tap into my gifts, but I don't want to tap into my gifts because what could it show me? How could it like derail my path right now? How could it send me off on a different course? And I have had people recently say, that like, I'm just done for a little bit. I don't want to have another course correction. I don't want to have to, like, go through this again. Like, I'm just done for a little bit. And I'm like, well, you're going to have to deal with it at some point. You may as well just deal with it now. Like, there is, the course correction will come if it has to come. But if you're in the energy and you know you're in the energy, why not stay in the energy? Allow yourself to access those states of awareness. Allow yourself to remove the veils of secrecy, remove those blocks, remove that feeling of caution, right? The wariness of what would happen if I opened myself up to these other energies. And the reason we have that, we speak about this a lot, is that witch wound energy. Obviously, it's this feeling of persecution, a fear of persecution for what could potentially, what could happen if people knew how we channeled and what we're channeling and what we speak about. Like, what could happen if people knew? And yet that it's like, are you going to allow that wound, that fear of potential persecution that is from, past life history and conditioned responses from, are you going to let that be the thing that stops you from stepping into your truth and power? Or are you going to do that no matter what? But I feel like for some, it's I'm seeing it almost like you're keeping it contained and keeping it hidden, and you're keeping it hidden from yourself. Like, you're not just keeping it hidden from the world, you're keeping it hidden from yourself. And if you're keeping it hidden from yourself, why? Like, keep it hidden from the world if you have to. If you want to, that's fine. Keep your abilities hidden from the world. I think in some ways it's probably a smart idea to keep part of your abilities hidden from the world. But don't hide them from yourself. Don't hide them from your ability to access your soul's inner knowing. Like, let yourself truly see what is possible if you let yourself play in these energies. Because there is so much more available if you let yourself explore it. Have some curiosity. Don't go into it with an expectation, but have curiosity. How can I expand my abilities? How can I expand to see? How can I know? Beyond a shadow of a doubt, how can I learn to know what my path is? Okay, divination. We have the Four of Swords. Okay, this is our rest, recuperation, energy. But what I'm actually seeing with this, so yes, we could see it as like you can rest, you can wait for these things, but rest can also become very strongly procrastination. It can become it's almost I'm waiting for things to change before I do anything else. And it's like, no, you're waiting for the change. The change has to come within. And so I'm actually feeling this one as, if you've been waiting around, what have you been waiting for? So are you doing the actual work? Are you waiting for your gifts to fully come online without doing anything towards it? Or are you actively working on enhancing that knowing? And if you're only doing third eye work, again, missing the point, missing the purpose, missing how it connects, missing how we anchor it, missing the gnosis of it. So we can't just work third eye, we have to go heart. We have to anchor in the heart. So it's coming from a place of gnosis. It's coming from a place of inner depth of trust. So what work are you doing? It's if you feel a bit wary of the path ahead, if you feel like you don't have a concrete idea and you feel like you're in rest mode, ask yourself, what have you been doing to shift your awareness? What have you been doing to allow like that guidance to come in that so many people are seeking? You wouldn't be watching a reading if you weren't seeking some form of guidance. It's just the reality. Then we have the Queen of Wands, our beautiful, I want to say the activator. That's just what I want to say. I want to say the activator. She's here to activate. She's here to activate purpose, right? She's here to activate passion, that fire, that intensity. She's here. I just want to keep saying she's here to activate, but she's here to activate your ability. She's here to activate you at a deeper level. This is how we connect the two, allowing yourself to feel into how do we bring that third eye, quote unquote, third eye sort of energy activation, the intuition into the heart, into the sacral, right? Allowing it to actually land, allowing yourself to feel sovereignty over your abilities. But the other message I'm hearing for some as well is that this is part of your purpose as well. Not everybody, but for some. I'm getting the secondary message, and I'm hearing it's like a handful of people. It is actually part of your purpose to be in this energy for others. I would say out of the people that will listen, maybe 5%. Like that's the energy, that's the kind of energetic amount. But part of your actual purpose, part of your actual mission is in this ability to actually translate these images, translate these messages, and activate this in other people. And so you have to first activate that within yourself and have it solid, have it so that it's a mastery skill. It's something you don't question. The one thing we talk about with intuition is if you use it for other people, like you can't work with your intuition for other people if you don't trust it for yourself. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. If you don't trust it for yourself, how on earth can you trust it for other people? If you don't live by your own soul's intuition, how can you expect other people to listen to that? So for those of you who feel like it is part of the purpose, it has to be anchored in you first. And for anybody who is doing any of this kind of work and you're doing it on other people, make sure it is anchored in you first. Do you live and breathe by your soul's inner knowing? Do you live and breathe by that soul's truth, by that soul voice? It's not perfect. It's not always. Every now and then that mind will interfere, but can you sit in the knowing to say that this is where I channel from, this is where I sit, this is where I hold that sacred space for self and other? Will you take your own internal advice? Would you take that no matter what, no matter the cost? If you received an intuitive download, would you follow it no matter the cost? And what I think a lot of people get stuck in is they receive intuitive downloads, they receive their like intuitive knowings, but they don't take action. And it's like, well, if you're not taking action, why would we keep giving you messages? Why would we keep giving you insight when you don't listen, you don't believe, you don't trust? So to trust your intuition and abilities, it requires action. It develops that almost the muscle of faith in self of saying, okay, I got a message, I'm going to follow it and see what happens. And try it with little things. But that energy of trust within has to be so solid, has to be so concrete. So if you are ever doing it for anybody else, you don't deviate from your knowing. And I say this every now and then, it's like, do I always like channeling harsh messages? No. Do I do it? Yes, because it's just what I'm told to do. There's a way we can try to soften it a little. We soften the edges a little, but the messages are what they are. And that's why I always say I'm not a reader for everyone, because I'm not going to do rainbows and sunshine, and it's not going to always be easy, because we have to face the reality that if every fucking reading was easy, and if every message we were meant to be getting was easy, none of us would be on this spiritual journey. And so if we're watching readings that are only giving us easy messages, everything is coming up sunshine and rainbows, everything is going to work out best case scenario, everything is perfect, then what's the point in growth? This here is how we grow. It's how we actually evolve to say, okay, where am I still being... I really wanted to say something then, I'm not going to say it. I have to be mindful of my words sometimes. Where am I still being, I'm going to use the word neglectful of my own intuition? Where am I still being afraid of my own intuitive abilities? Where am I still living that out in fear? And again, not everybody will feel that, like that won't resonate for everybody, but for some. And if you're watching this still now and you want to activate your gifts and you're not living in that full time and you're not in the energy of gnosis, keep working on it. It is a revolutionary, life-changing experience to be able to live from that place of your soul speaks, you know, your soul speaks, you do. Doesn't always make sense. It always does later. Down the track, it always does later. At the time, it doesn't always, but if you know where your soul is going and you have asked your soul to direct you to your absolute highest evolution in this lifetime, to experience the most divine human experience you can have in this lifetime, if that's what you've set your course towards, you will be directed towards that in whatever pathway is sort of like how you choose. It's like choose your own adventure based on the intuitive downloads you choose to take. So how strong is your intuition? Okay, let's get another one of these messages. What is this caution, secrecy, wary energy of? Okay, we have the Two of Swords. And I'm like, trying to read the card, I'm like, I'm so blocked. I can't understand the card because I'm blocked. It's because it's the Two of Swords. It's like it's a block energy, right? It's like I can't see my way out. I can't see the way forward. If that's where you feel like you're at, ask yourself, am I too much in my mind? Am I trying to think my way out of something versus feeling my way into it, or sensing my way in or out of something? But I just, like, I feel like I can't even read the card because it's like the energy just feels blocked. I feel like there's a shield, there's a block, and it's like, can't see anything, don't know where to go. I'm just going to sit here and wait a while. But it's like, we're not even like, the saying of, sit around and, what is it? Fuck around and see what happens kind of energy. But it's with the Four of Swords there, it's like, no, we're not there. It's like, we're not even like fucking around to see what happens. It's like, we're just going to sit around and just wait because we can't see. But it's this, like, it's an inaction that's almost created a paralyzed energy in the intuitive response. And again, take this as it resonates, leave whatever doesn't. This is just how the messages are coming through. If they don't resonate, it's not your reading. Just let it go, right? But if it resonates, if you feel like, yeah, I am really blocked, I am really stuck, what I'm hearing is it's the lack of action. It's like you get a download, you don't respond to it, you don't act on it. And then it's like it creates more resistance and roadblocks because it's like, I asked for guidance and I didn't get it. You probably did, but did you listen? Did you witness? Did you hear? Did you feel? Did you experience? Did you allow yourself to attune into the energy of receivership of your knowing, of your gifts? Because I just keep seeing it's like block. Even if you do receive a download, it's like, nope, something better. Nope, something better. Give me what I want. It's not how it works. It's just not how it works. What else can we see? What else do we need to know for our highest and best good at this time? And this definitely is very much around spiritual gifts. Like, what's going on here? Why are people so afraid? And I get it from a fundamental perspective because we've all been there. We will all have a fear of our abilities at some point in the journey. But I always ask the question, like, why are people so afraid of their abilities? Why are people so afraid of their gifts? And if you don't know your why, ask. Tune into that, because once you understand your why, which is the greatest fear you'll hold in your abilities, right? The greatest shadow that will be there in your abilities, once you understand that, it removes. Because I can ask the question, why are so many people afraid of their gifts? I could tell you the number, X amount of reasons why people are afraid of their abilities and gifts from a shadow work, sacred wound work kind of perspective. But asking yourself, what is my greatest fear here? Why am I resisting it? What would be the reason? Like, what would be the reason anyone would want to block their intuition? It's crazy to me that anybody would want to make a choice to block their intuition. Of course, no one chooses to. There's a fear, there's a block, there's a resistance there for a reason. What is that fear trying to show you? Once you understand that, everything will move. Porcupine spirit, we have time for a beginner mind. I love that. Beautiful. Time for a beginner mind, right? Let yourself come to this with new energy, curiosity, and say, okay, if I don't trust my intuition and I've been working on it for X amount of time, what else could I try? What's something different? Because obviously the things I've been doing haven't been working in a way that feel like I can actually ground my intuition into my being, into my sense of inner knowing. That it just is. I ask a question, it is. So it's allowing yourself to see, well, what isn't working, what practice isn't working, what tool isn't working, what isn't working, what do I need to change so that I can actually receive what I want to receive in it. Okay, let's get our next one is Queen of Wands with our vision energy coming in. We've got Badger Spirit, be fearless and bold. The Queen of Wands, she is a fearless, bold, charismatic, energetic, magnetic, divine energy. And the way I'm hearing it, it's like it's almost as if people have forgotten their ferocity. Like, we have a sacred ferocity, a sacred inner fire, a sacred inner wild woman, a sacred inner, I wanted to say feral energy. And it's like that almost wants to be woken up, because once you waken that up, that primordial response, it like that will awaken your intuition, that will awaken your intuitive points, because we have multiple intuitive access points in the body. So what is awake within you? What is still dormant? And like let that energy be woken up. But the Queen of Wands, I want to say she's unstoppable. She's an unstoppable force of nature when she wants to be. So are you an unstoppable force of nature when you want to be? Channel the Queen of Wands. Be spirit, sweet results await. I love that we actually have a beautiful outcome to these two, because okay, we know that there's blocks. We know that there's some kind of resistant energy. We know that there's some things at play here, but at least we have sweet relief is coming. Like there is some sweet relief is coming. The energy will always shift. You can't stay in one energy forever. It's impossible. It doesn't exist. We will always ebb and flow. We will always move in and out of different states of being. So if you feel like you're blocked right now, ask yourself, what is actually blocking me? What is the thing that's blocking me from being able to move forward? Is it within me? Is it an internal thing, or is it an external thing? What's the resistance there? And then our final messages, we have the Five of Earth. And this feels like hopelessness, helplessness, despondency. It's my favorite three words of saying that for the Five of Earth. But it's like I've been there and done it. I've done it all before. I've tried it all before. Nothing's working. Nothing's worked. Why is nothing working for me? I've been here. I've done that. Nothing you're telling me is anything I haven't heard before. And we take a breath and we ask, okay, what lesson haven't I actually integrated? What hasn't been integrated? What hasn't been embodied yet then? Because if we've been here and we've done it all before and it's all just repeating the same things over and over again, because people get so frustrated with it. I've already done that. I've already tried that practice. I've already meditated. I've already done this. I've already done third eye work. Like I've done my DMT activation work. Like what else do you want? If it hasn't been working, take a breath and ask, what do I need to change? Sometimes our frustration and the resistance and resentment towards, if you resent your abilities, why would they come online? Like why would they fully anchor? But if you feel like you've been there and done that and tried it all and tried it all and tried it all, try again. Try something new. Try something different. Let yourself go to every single day's practice with curiosity. Remember, presence is the practice. Presence is the practice. There is no actual practice. Presence is the practice. Come to it with curiosity and say, what do you have for me today? How am I guided to play with my intuition today? How am I guided to work with this? How am I guided to be in this? Like, what am I guided to do today? What is the most productive thing I can do for my soul's evolution today? And then we have the Four of Earth. This is hoarding your fearless, bold, gorgeous, courageous energy. No, we're going to share that. That is going out into the world. Okay, we're just going to get one final message here. I am going to have to wrap it up pretty quickly because I've just realized my phone is about to go flat and I don't have a charger handy. So we're going to get our final card. And we have the Sun. I love the fact we've got Bee Spirit and Sun. So no matter what you feel like you're going through, no matter what that resistance feels like, there is a positive outcome. There is something shifting. There is new energy on the horizon, but we need to turn within, turn the gaze within and see what is blocking the evolution of your gifts. What is blocking the evolution of your intuition? What is blocking the evolution of your soul's knowing, so that you can move forward with more ease and grace? Because that's what it's all about. To have your intuition fully in a state of gnosis is to support you in moving through life with a little bit more ease and grace. So what do you need to do to fine tune that? But don't hoard your light. Don't hoard your energy. Let your magic, your beautiful energy be shared with the world. Sending you so much love, beautiful souls, and we'll connect again soon.